This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
It's
Hello?
rare that I'm at a loss for words. Even Robert even said hello, but well, I was so busy talking right before the music hit that I forgot what to say. But that won't be the case on RulaskaThoughts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Even though this is the opening that I say on the T, I'm just saying it now. My name is Joe Batanz, and I'm one of the hosts of RulaskaThoughts. And I was just talking up until the music started. Here's the stupid thing. I'm the one that starts the music. So I don't know why I'm acting like there's this impending music coming. I don't know. Anyway, I was caught unawares. That beautiful sonorous voice you just heard is the one, the only Roberto Mata. Hello, Robert. How are you?
Hey, Joe. I'm feeling very hot and sexy and nothing else. There's nothing in this head of mine. I just want to be hot all the time, and I am. So it feels great.
Oh, well,
Very
now we're
validating.
here. Yeah, we're at the point of the show now where we talk about all the offensive things I said about Robert on the podcast. What did I know you're referencing something I said. What did I say?
You said it twice. Like I'm like, damn, this Josito got a bone to pick with me, I guess, this week. You said that I'm only concerned with looking and appearing hot, and therefore I'd probably pick a Snatch Game character that would allow me to be hot and not stupid and silly. As if I'm not a stupid and silly person, but I guess actually our listeners don't really know that. But
well, I think I remember not being able to finish the point, and let me finish that point here. Even though we never talk about, someone told me, I think it was Mike Lawson, told me that he listens to the very beginning, like the first 15 minutes of RulaskaThoughts, because we never talk about Drag Race. He doesn't want to hear about Drag Race. So he goes, I listen to the first 15 minutes of Drag Race because you and Robert don't talk about Drag Race. Anyway, but I will talk about it briefly here. The point I was making was Athena needed to do a role, and there are other people who are like this, that would make them look silly or not always hot. And I think okay, if you were to do a Snatch Game character, who would you do?
it's so funny that you asked that question, because from the second that accusation left your mouth, I started doing a list of a bunch of characters I would do, and holy shit, I have way more than I thought I would have, actually. And I don't think many of them are known for being hot. Like, I think you think I would be Carmen Electra in Scary Movie, but that's not really my thing. No, I don't even
think that. I think you would be like, I'm Hercules, or I don't even know what, I don't know. You have to tell me the ones you would do. Who would you do?
Well, do I ever present as a hot male?
Well, here's the deal. You guys don't know this. Whenever you hang out with Robert at the fabled Bottoms Up, or what's the name of the place you go
to? Have some respect on High Tops' name, girl.
Oh, High Tops. At High Tops, there's a Robert Mata uniform, which I'm not going to call Christian right now because I don't want I want people to listen to the show. But I guarantee you that if I did, the Robert Mata uniform is, sneakers, well-fitting jeans, and a tight, baseball jersey. Not jersey. What are those things called?
A Henley baseball tee. It is the classic Robert look. Absolutely. It's endured through the years, the decades even.
Yeah. And so that's just Robert, and anything that shows off Robert's arms, I think, that's what Robert wears.
That's actually my Snatch Game character, my right arm, my right bicep.
Yeah, just his arms, yeah. So wait, give me 3 of the Snatch Game characters you thought of.
Well, I can I just run through them so fast, because I was quite taken with myself and how stupid these were getting. It started with something like my millennial ass wants, why the fuck has Amanda Bynes not been done? I live for my girl Amanda. I'm rooting for her. But in the way that Adore did Anna Nicole Smith, you could do a cracked out Amanda Bynes or Lindsay Lohan, and it would be funny to a generation that was raised by those ladies, Then like in the political realm, you have like, I think like a Candace Owens or a Tommy Loren would be funny. Personally, a Lori Lightfoot would fucking send me to the moon.
Someone has done Tammy Lauren, right?
I don't think so, because I think I would have remembered.
Go on.
I think in a similar place, I think Jamila Jamil could be a very funny, self-righteous character. I also think Cynthia Erivo is ripe for the picking, along with anyone from the Wicked cast at the moment. I would also really love to see the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Rexy is fierce, and I would like to see her on the panel.
Oh, we're going to the absurd territory now.
As well as Scout in the ham costume. That is clearly a character that needs to be done. As well as Big Ear of Corn from All That. I would like to see them. And also, why has Elizabeth Banks as Effie Trinket not been done by a millennial at this point? She like is drag, core, mahogany. Or Lucy Punch as Esme Gigi Genevieve Squalor, the city's sixth most financial advisor. Also very important to me as a young gay. Or in a drag sense, Coco Peru somehow has not been done. Like even like her character from Girls Will Be Girls, I think would be an easy way to encapsulate Coco Peru in a way that RuPaul might actually enjoy. But also, how has no one done, since everyone loves doing people but making them gay, no one's done Rock Hudson yet? Or even in a similar beat, how has no one done Flip Wilson yet? Like even in like black and white makeup, like a, old film. Or similarly, how has no one done a Tyler Perry Medea? That was my first exposure to drag. Or Big Mama's House. Where are those characters? Yeah.
Hold on for a second.
None of these people are hot.
Wait, hold on.
Except
this is an old gay. Flip Wilson and Rock Hudson definitely appeared in things in color. Like, I can't even think of a black and white movie with Rock Hudson in it.
I think I was mostly referring to Flip Wilson for the black and white, and only because I think someone should do a character from black and white films as a black and white character.
I will say Flip Wilson, I've seen some clips recently, and I know there's so many problematic things that not even on the surface with it. I know that there's this whole thing, about straight men dressing up in drag and the way that they do it in a way to sort of mock, both women and gays. But then there's also a thing where black men feel that they were often put in drag to emasculate them and whatnot. And Flip Wilson's out. But I will say,
Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, it is a very common trope.
I will say he is very funny in some of the things that I've seen. Like, have you ever seen when I think it's from the Comic Relief or something, which is a thing that I'm surprised they don't do anymore. Do they still do that? No, they don't, huh?
Do you mean like College Humor? Is that the same company?
No, Comic Relief was a nonprofit founded by strangely the guy that was Andy Kaufman's writing partner, where they would help homeless people. But the way they raised money was they did this annual televised event where it was I'm not even joking, 6 hours of just straight stand-up comedy, but comic after comedy. It'd be huge names coming in and doing it, right? And they would televise it on HBO Live and the whole thing. And I think it was on one of those where they brought out the Golden Girls. And so B. Arthur walked out and Rue McClanahan and Estelle Getty. But then the last one to come out is Flip Wilson dressed as Betty White.
Okay.
And what's funny is they don't really acknowledge it. She's just standing there, just looking fierce, and then the other actresses, you can tell, are kind of on purpose, they're doing a bit confused, but they're reading the lines. Very funny. Very, very funny.
I'm down to see it. Send me a link.
It's not long. It's not long. It's 30 seconds. Anyway, but I'm going to ask you for a lot of these people that you named, not to be RuPaul, but how do you make them funny?
Well, I do confess that for the most part, I was mostly just chuckling at the idea of seeing them on the panel. Lizzo being behind the desk would have made her so much funnier, apparently.
Yeah.
So I like I said, I was listening to the recap a half hour ago, so I haven't had time to develop any immediate massive perspective, I confess. Although I do think being Lot's wife as a pillar of salt is also very funny. But also that's just a single image, and that's not enough. So
yeah. So it is funny. So here's the thing too, and there's been a lot of discourse on this online. There are these two gays who make content that's funny, making fun of RuPaul's Drag Race. And they just came out with one with doing impressions of what people are going to do. And it went into absurdity. I think it was Michelle's left toe or something like that, right? And
Michelle's former boobs.
That was, well, Corey King did a video that was very similar. And I'm like, is anyone calling out Corey King for like legitimately like kind of ripping off this bit? And then the other thing though is a lot of the ones that these people are naming, I'm like, I'd love to see that as a character. You know, someone was, every year the Hollywood Bowl does a Sound of Music sing-along, okay? And before the Sound of Music sing-along, there's a costume contest. And I've never been, but friend of the show, John Paul, has gone. And he said that you can't just dress as a character. If you want to win, you can't just dress as a character. Like now they're just doing, someone will dress as the mountain that she runs on, or someone dresses as like one of the musical notes. It's
I want to be a
really
field
absurd.
Of daisies.
Huh?
A field of daisies.
Exactly. So like, it's really absurd. So I'm thinking like, if you could make it funny, that would be really rad if you could do one of those things. Like I said,
like I said, I was just listing off shit, because I think that's probably how the girls do it. Like, it'd be so funny to do Sarah Jessica Parker making Biggs moving to X jokes. And then that's as far as the idea goes.
Well, because I think they believe like they just want to make their friends laugh, which I think ultimately is what fails, is because you're supposed to make RuPaul laugh.
Yeah. And a lot of my selections are not RuPaul laugh worthy.
Yeah. You were even like, if they could see me now up on the Snatch Game desk, but do. Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we take a break right here? And when we come back, I want to hear Robert's thoughts on the Snatch Game. We'll be back right after this.
This podcast is supported by MIDI Health. Are you in midlife, feeling dismissed, unheard, or just plain tired of the old healthcare system? You're not alone. In fact, even today, 75% of women seeking care for menopause and perimenopause issues are left entirely untreated. But it's time for a change. It's time for MIDI. MIDI's not just a healthcare provider. It's a women's telehealth clinic founded and supported by world-class leaders in women's health. Their clinicians provide one-on-one, face-to-face consultations where they truly listen to your unique needs. They offer a full range of holistic, data-driven solutions that isn't one-size-fits-all care. This is care uniquely tailored for you. At MIDI, you will find that their mission is clear: to help all women thrive in midlife, giving them access to the healthcare they deserve. Because they believe midlife isn't the middle at all. It is the beginning of your second act. Ready to feel your best and write your second act script? Visit joinmidi.com today to book your personalized, insurance-covered virtual visit. That's joinmidi.com. MIDI, the care women deserve.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
How old were you when you realized you were the son of a president?
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before.
FX's Love Story. John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette.
I didn't think I could love someone like this until you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
It's not a question of if I want to spend the rest of my life with you. It's if I'm cut out to be Mrs. JFK Jr.
FX's Love Story. John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Watch now on FX, Hulu, and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers.
And we're back. Robert Mata, you saw the Snatch Game. You've lived to tell the tale. What were your thoughts on that episode?
They were kind of in line with Nathan and Lori and yours thoughts. I actually didn't diverge a lot from your guys' opinion. I know that probably disappoints everyone who's used to me being a bit more contrarian, but I agree that Mikey Meek should have won. That Drew Barrymore was great. Fantastic. I thought that Nini Coco, who I really don't mean to come for this poor sweet girl every week, but I seem to anyway. She did not impress me as David Attenborough. It was very like blue hydrangea as, and even you said this as who's the Mike Myers character? I wasn't allowed to watch these movies growing up.
Austin Powers.
It was, and also he sounded Australian, which made no sense.
Yeah.
And it was also thematically in line with her talent show, which was very Nat Geo-esque, I think I called out a few weeks ago. But regardless, I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it interesting. I didn't find it smart. Sorry, Nini. I really don't mean it.
Which is funny because Nini seems like someone who would be in your friend group.
I know. That's why I'm apologizing to her when she listens to this later. I'll see her at High Tops.
Yeah.
Mia was just so bad, and not even like train wreck hilarious bad. Like, just truly, what, if anything, is going in your head, girl? What's the meme going around now? Brain-eating amoeba would starve in your head. What the fuck was that?
Mm-hmm. It was
Mrs. Claus was a disappointment. Yeah. I appreciate the one level of perspective that she is a discontented wife in the joke about Santa having two famous beards. I'll take it. That was good. But really the best part of the Snatch Game, apart from Mikey Meek's, is Drew Barrymore. You know, I was going to be upset that she didn't do Aria, which is like the most obvious choice in the world. But then again, Aria is a completely joyless character. So where's the humor, right? I was really just looking at Roy Gutierrez.
Wait. I'm so confused. Who's Aria?
What? A girl has a name and it's Arya Stark.
Oh, yeah, because Mikey Meek looks a lot like her, huh?
She looks so much like her that my friends and I just call her Arya. We're like, yeah, Arya did a great job on that Snatch Game.
Has she acknowledged this? Has she pointed this out?
I feel like everyone did at the beginning of this season. I don't know if she has said anything herself.
I never thought about that till right now. Somehow those memes have missed my feed.
Girl,
oh my God, she looks a lot like
Arya.
Her. I was just thinking about those
not
actors.
A funny character, so.
What are a lot of those actors doing now? Like, what is Arya Stark doing?
Arya was briefly in this X-Men universe film. What was it called? The Runaways? No, not The Runaways. It was awful, is what it was. It was with Anya Taylor-Joy. Am I mixing up names? Aaron Taylor-Johnson? No. And
Anya Taylor-Joy, yeah.
Yes. It was a very poorly received X-Men universe film, like a horror flick, and Arya was in that. Maisie Williams, I should say. I don't know what else she's done since, but I am currently completely obsessed again with House of the Dragon. I just will randomly be quoting it ad nauseum.
To whom?
Not on the microphone. To my partner and ish guy and anyone I'm texting with.
Oh, wait.
Even I do not exist above tradition and duty, Rhaenyra.
Wait, I'm gonna hold on. You're intentionally filibustering and pretending your internet doesn't work that well to avoid the fact that you just said my partner.
No, not. I've addressed this the last couple weeks, have I not? I just haven't decided what title to use. It's like Corlys Velaryon vying for the Driftwood throne.
And I'm
actually,
not saying
he
this.
Has the Driftwood throne.
I'm gonna have a personal conversation with Robert. People, don't listen, okay? I'm not against this, as you know, right? But my question is, and this, I think this might not, it's not even necessarily to like make you question it as much as I'm really asking the question of myself. When you think about what happened in the past, how does that affect the present Robert? What would past Robert say to present Robert?
Past Robert would say, watch yourself. And I am watching herself. Yeah.
In the mirror on the ceiling?
I have never had a mirror installed up there, but I've seen some films that they do take advantage of that perspective. Yeah.
Wait, films of you?
No.
I would never watch. I've seen that where they have films where I'm like, I would never want to see that.
Speaking of films, and I don't mean to be filibustering or hard lefting, but
no, we know what
I am so fucking shocked at how much I fucking loved Wuthering Heights.
Really? Because I not what I'm hearing. Oh, but you're the contrarian.
No, I was enthralled. And do you want to know why? Because the score was beyond. And I admittedly, when I saw Charlie XCX was the one composing for it, I was not a Brat Summer girly, but I was like, this is intriguing. It's like kind of like when Trent Reznor started scoring films. And that love theme, oh my God, it's so good. And it's not available for streaming yet or purchase instrumentally. I thought you should know that.
Okay, but I want to acknowledge that we all understand the pivot you just made. We're going to move on, but we appreciate the pivot.
It wasn't a deliberate one, really. I just don't have much more to say. You can keep throwing questions at me.
I don't want to. I'll just do it off the air. I'll do it off the air. Partner. Robert Mata and Company.
Robert and the Boys should be the name of all my group chats, but the girls
Robert
have resisted.
Mata and Company LLP.
I would like to declare it, yeah. Catch my 1099. Oh, anyway, that reminds me. I have to ask for some of your logins for the stuff we've discussed.
Okay. We'll talk about the air, but I forgot. I've been meaning to tell you that I have developments on that. Okay. So, what were we talking about, Robert Mata LLP? Okay, back to the show. Any other thoughts on the show?
On the Snatch Game in general, I mean, it was very Robert of me last week to already have developed my thoughts on whether or not I appreciated a format change in Snatch Game. And I don't really think my opinion has changed. I don't think they needed to bust out the Bitchler set for a Snatch Game. Call me a Drag Race traditionalist, but I miss the panel. I like having all the girls together so that they can, when they can, volley with each other rather than, just half the cast. I don't think there is a need to have Chris Renfro and Zane Williams and Floy Gutierrez there, even though, of course, they're great to look at, but I can also choose to look at them.
Floy Gutierrez? Is she Latino?
Floy. I think he's possibly Spanish, if not a white Latina.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's very much giving like elite cast member,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I miss the panel. I guess it makes me feel kind of like when you walk into an In-N-Out and it's always the same, like, sort of structure. Like you're kind of like in a space-time little pocket. That's what the Snatch Game panel feels like to me as a gay, and I would like to revisit that subspace.
I want to go back to these three guys. Which one was more your style?
Definitely Froy.
Yeah, Froy was pretty cute.
Zane's like too steroided out, I think.
He's literally the type of guy that, like, I find. Let me acknowledge the Tongva people who built this land, but I also want to acknowledge the people who find that kind of guy attractive. I get it. He's obviously very conventionally handsome.
Oh yeah, obviously.
It's just anything that even hovers around Tom of Finland. It's just not for me. That look.
You would put him in that category? Do you mean just because of his bulk?
Oh, do you think that would be shocking to see him in a Tom of Finland style artwork?
I would like to see it, actually.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. But yeah, I think Freud does it for me. I think knowing that he's Latino in some way. You know what? Now that you say, I just saw this thing. It's funny you say that, and funny going back to our friend Christian. Is about, it was this TikTok of this guy who very much looks Latino, okay, but is very, very fair-skinned. And he was basically bitching that he was out and about and went somewhere and they assumed. He wasn't bitching. He was just more shocked, I should say, just to be fair to the guy, that they knew he was Latino. And he was like, about how white passing he is and stuff like that. And I went to the comments, of course, and everyone was like, there are a lot of fair-skinned Mexicans. Fair-skinned just doesn't mean Caucasian immediately,
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like they're very Latino, particularly Mexican, bone structure and facial features that no matter how much fair skin you put on it, they you can tell. I guess to a Latino, you can tell.
Yeah.
And
I think some Latinos can't put it into words, but I think they can still sense it.
So, here's a good example. Froy, I wasn't clocking him as Latino, so I will give him a very white passing thing. But then now that you said it, I was like, oh, I totally see it now. Now that I know, I see it in the face. But I mean, it's hardly there. I'll say that. But
no, yeah, it is hardly there. I looked it up. He's Mexican, in fact.
Yeah. No, once you said it, I clocked it. But up until then, no, I would have never clocked it. Thank you.
Well, he is in the Didi Fuego school of, I'm from the Beverly Hills of Mexico. Remember how fucking camp that was?
The Beverly Hills of Mexico.
They're not like us dark brown folk.
Though
I'm more gold, really.
I think it was on one of my other shows. I think it was on JB Squared, where I don't think Boo Hecker was. Well, again, it was a microaggression. I don't think it was something he was intentionally doing, but made a point about. He goes, "Well, you look very Mexican," and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I love looking Mexican. What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
but I think people think that looking white is an aspirational thing for people, and I'm like, no. First of all, they age like milk. Second, there's people from my class, and I'm not saying, look, let me put it this way. I am not claiming I look young. I know that people fucking remind me every day, right?
I don't know. I think you look pretty young.
But you saw people I went to high school with? You would think I'd go to work and take care of them every day. I'm like, oh my God. People who were like white and like beautiful, again, like they age like milk. Like, oh my God. Thank you.
How are you seeing these people?
I see them on social media or something like that. By the way, all the people of color look fantastic.
I've lost contact with so many people from high school, not in any bad or sinister way, but just because I'm not very active on Instagram and because we all abandoned Facebook, it's like I don't really have many connections anymore.
That said, yes, a lot of them are on Facebook, but I see them sometimes because I don't go on Facebook really anymore. It's very unusual, but during the time when I was doing a lot of poster collecting and selling and buying, that's how you do it. And
Thank you.
I would see those people all the time from high school. I'm going to tell you what, Robert, worse. From when I first started, so I started tutoring SAT like at 18 years old. So these are people that I tutor when I was like not even 21, right? Mm-hmm. But we followed each other on Facebook and I see them and I'm like, oh my God, they look ancient. I can't believe I tutored them. They look a million years old.
People are having babies that never had babies before, girl. It's crazy out there. Know.
Oh, yeah. And they have kids who are like high school age. It's really, really weird. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Back to the show. Let's go to that lip sync. It's Mia Starr versus Kenya Pleaser. Tell me about your thoughts on it. Tell me who you think won and who should have gone home and all that drama.
I did think it was unquestionably Mia's lip sync to win, but I do like to refer back to my school of thought, which is, what does RuPaul say? This is your last chance to impress me, not this is your chance to be better than your cast member in the same lip sync. We oftentimes posit it as a battle. It's not necessarily a battle.
Yes, that's a very good point. A very good thing to point out. Yeah.
And I do think that Mia had done so goddamn atrociously in that Snatch Game that even though I do think the lip sync was technically better, it was not impressive enough to convince RuPaul to say you're staying another week.
I think we should clarify more what you said. And what you're saying is that the language is important in that RuPaul is essentially saying, what you could read between the lines is, I've pretty much made up my mind, but I'm going to give you a last chance to change my mind.
Yes. And I think the general audience likes to think that it's a lip sync battle, you know, a trial by combat.
Going in, they're even. Yeah. Because I made this point, but that's a very good way of putting it. I do think it was like there was very little Mia could do, which I want to get to something about that too, and I want to discuss something I saw online. There was very little Mia could do. You know, she would have to do something really spectacular to stick around, because I think that the I'm trying to think of a worse Snatch Game performance. Really, because you know what, you could go to the one who did the chick from Rocky Horror, but that was camp.
I'll take camp from that. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I'll think of, for instance, one of my favorite camp ones, it's just atrocious, is Lanesha Sparks as Celia Cruz.
Yes.
Or even just when she said that she was going to do Michelle Obama and RuPaul volleys with her in the workroom and is like, so Michelle Obama, what did you make Barack for dinner today? And she's like, French fries. What?
Yeah. Mia wasn't even camp like that. Not even close. So
no,
it was just
nothing.
Yeah.
I love that she was literally just politely answering the question.
Yeah. Like genuinely asking the question. Yeah, it was very strange.
I agree and concur with you and Nathan, and I think Lori said something to the similar effect. I think that Mia's time was up.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people online have really rallied around her, and they find her to be a very endearing, fun character. And I hate to sound so negative. Nathan is right that I do tend to be more negative in my criticism and perceptions, but I don't think Mia Starr, for lack of a better term, has winner star power. I can't see her in the top 4 because I don't think the show rewards, kind of like regular girl drag queens.
We'll address what you're talking about in a second, but let's go back to something I saw online actually that was really interesting. I didn't even think about this on the show, which is Mia. Not only does Mia Starr claim, I mean, she has the CV to back up that she is a very experienced and very talented dancer. And one could make the argument, well, she's retired now, so maybe she's kind of lost it. But we've seen her in the workroom, when she was doing that homage to Kennedy Davenport and when she did the Britney Spears, which dance was it? Slave for You?
Slave for You.
When she did that dance, she still has the talent. She still has the skills. She still has it all, right? But they were like, during each lip sync she ever did, she didn't do much. She didn't really do anything. And they were like, why didn't she bring that to the lip syncs? And I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
I was not sure going into this season, and I've been thinking about it regarding the Mia Starr character since, if a chicken and egg scenario is happening here where she's a backup dancer, so she doesn't have command of a central stage and is not performing as the star, or if she became a backup dancer because she never had the stage presence to be the main star. Like, I don't know which one informs the other, if you're hearing me. And similarly, I think that goes in line with her knowing to pull out like wacko stunts or crazy like dance moves or things of that nature.
Look, and I know I cut it. People don't know this. I cut out, I think it was like 15 or 20 minute.
I know. I've been censored.
20 minutes of the show last week where I went on about this old people versus young people thing. I didn't want to continue the debate. But that said, I'm not going to go on. No, it's going to be 20 seconds or less. As you get older, there's not that you can't do anything. Like, you can do a death drop. It's just the recovery and stuff after. Your body's not as flexible or doesn't absorb shock and damage as much. So you can
Kenya can't do it. We just saw that.
Oh, I know. Like Kenya's knee gave out and it came off as like doing a stunt.
Her arms happened to splay out.
And I think a professional dancer knows their body, especially in that arena, more than most people, and probably just knew that also there wasn't a song that was really conducive to that, if I'm being honest. But we also saw she was holding back a lot when she did her lip sync against Juicy, who's very young and can do all those things still.
Yeah, bringing up the song's a good point, because I do love the whole, pantheon of 80s ladies and then a Go-Go song. I love the Go-Go's. That's fierce. That's fun. But it was not a very good lip sync for your life song.
No. Because there's not much you can do apart from that's a really good song that when you're drunk with your girlfriends to like jump around and sing and like be silly, like you're in a Peanuts cartoon, but it's not really like a lip sync for your life song.
It's not building towards anything.
No, doesn't build towards anything. Any other thoughts on this episode, Roberta?
I think a pretty solid outing as far as entertainment goes, which I think is something I've said almost every episode this season, right?
Oh, like, no, she's affected by the email that said,
I'm not affected,
like this show?
but I will actually ask you, whatever happened to Don't Read the Comments, Mama? You've been responding weekly.
Well, these are comments that I can't get away from. That
Fair enough.
I'm living my best life, and it's someone left it on a Patreon post. So if you want Joe to see a comment, do it on Patreon, because I get this a notification that says so-and-so, and especially when it's really short like that, it just says so-and-so commented, do you even like the show? So I see it right there. And also
then you wrote
generally
the whole fucking novel back.
Yeah, I know. And then generally, I don't get negative comments on Patreon. And if I do, I block them.
Girl.
I don't generally get negative comments on Patreon. That's why I was a little shocked. That comment was on Patreon, and I was like, well, do you watch the show, Tamar? I mean, like, how are you subscribing to our Patreon and not knowing the vibe of the show?
Well, that's why I'm saying I'm not bothered, because I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what I'm here for, and I know why I am, to whatever degree, entertaining. It's because, unfortunately, my sense of humor is often based in a sense of derision.
No, but I stand by what I said before. I think it's one thing to listen to something and think, oh, well, because first of all, look, this is what it is often, and I can't speak for this person because this person wasn't very specific, but in my experience, when I've engaged with a person who says this comment, it's rarely about a general blanket negativity about the show. It's usually they have their pet drag queen and we don't like them.
I have heard you say that in the past, but I have yet to see an explicit example of it. But you've also been doing this much longer than I have.
Yeah, like in other words, like I said before, which is so funny to know this now. It is so funny to say this name, that this was the name that taught me this. Ginger Minj fans.
That's my new Snatch Game character, by the way. Ginger Minj as Ursula in the live action film.
Oh, that would be good. But that's one you could do because you just tell lies.
That too.
But Ginger Minj fans would, because they would out themselves. They would say like, oh, they just hate Ginger Minj. Ginger Minj can do no right. Ginger Minj this, Ginger Minj that. And I realized like, oh, this is really about Ginger Minj. This is not about the whole show. Because I think if you actually look at the show, well, you know what? This is a good place to address
that I'm Latrice and I'm the whole show.
That Robert's Latrice and he's the whole show, but also about, look, I sit here and I take abuse from my hosts, my co-hosts every week, and I say nothing. And last week, charges were levied against me that I didn't seek out. I didn't seek this out, but I happened to be going through a transcript of all the season 7 recap shows for something else. And I was like, oh, well, while I'm here.
Oh, yes, I forgot about this.
While I'm here. Now, in fairness, what I was doing originally did not have Just Between Us Girls in it. It just had recap. It had Big Takeaway, and it had Rulaska Thoughts. I go, how many times have I used the word excoriate? And it came back with 1.
Lies.
1 time.
Lies. AI is lying to you.
I can ask it to triple check.
I'm telling you that I literally manually listened to the material on my long drive in which I did not get into Yosemite National Park because I got snowed out. What the fuck? But anyways, I did not get to have my Ralph Waldo Emerson moment. But I was listening to the shows, and it tickles me that you would use it maybe once a week, at least for 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
Well, once again, as I conceded on the text message thread, it might be on other shows. But just on those 3 shows, I only used it once this season.
It's not the... I am sorry, Ellen, but that is not the truth. AI is full of shit. And that's why you can't trust it.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll take those same transcripts. Okay, I have them. And I'll put them into Gemini.
It's still AI.
Well, they're going to know the word excoriate.
They will.
You know? But anyway, so going back to that is people have selective memories. And they don't hear all of the positivity that we say because we don't like Didi Fuego.
I live for Didi Fuego.
I don't. And so they don't live for Didi Fuego like Robert does. I don't live for Didi Fuego like Robert does. And so they just hear that. And then they get, oh, you hate the show. You hate all this. No, I'll be honest with you. And everyone's like, because people think I'm swayed by if I'm attracted to somebody. I think Nini Coco's doing okay. If she's the winner, if she's getting a winner edit, she's not going to be she might be like this Willow Pill, right?
Regrettably, I agree. And I feel bad for ganging up on poor sweet Willow Pill. But I do also share you and Nathan's opinion that she's the least remarkable winner.
Season. Yeah.
It is a horrible season.
Horrible season. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of how I feel. Any other thoughts here on this episode, Robert?
I think I'm all good. I said last week, I called it. I'm just going to say it. I fucking called it. Discord should have done a specific Pope and it would have elevated the character.
Look, and I want to acknowledge something. First of all, the Tongva people. Okay. But I also want to.
Thank you, Queen Kong.
You're welcome. But I also want to acknowledge that we are definitely in the minority according to people on Reddit. It seems to be all over the Drag Race subreddits. People are not only generally positive about this Snatch Game, but also a lot of people thinking, again, these are people who are voicing their opinions on Reddit. So take that with whatever grain of salt you need. But people who think Discord should have won.
No.
There are a lot of people who think that.
Not against Mikey. Over Nini, sure. Yes, I would have put her in the top because I did, at least as an ex-Catholic gay boy, I definitely chuckled more at the religious parody of it all. But even still, it was very expected. And how did she not know the 3 days of Jesus' resurrection joke that Froy had to give her? Come on.
Yeah, it was so standing right there in front of her. But she rolled with it.
It was. I have really no negative note on that one, except I still think Mikey's Drew Barrymore is the best, and it makes me want to go watch Full Throttle for the 20th time.
All right, very good. Well, I don't even know what's Full Throttle.
Charlie's Angels, girl. It is a camp classic of my time.
Yeah. Okay. I just never heard anyone could just call it Full Throttle.
Yeah, I guess I could have said Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, but anyone in my social sphere would have known what I was referring to.
That is true. All right. On that note, we're going to call it a day there. Robert Mata, what do you have going on this week?
I got some responsibilities to attend to, but first, I think I want to get lost in a video game. I haven't done that in a while. But actually, Pokopia doesn't come out till next week.
Kirby.
I've never really been into Kerbalicious.
I just want to say that. Wait, what's not coming out till next week?
Pokopia. It's the Animal Crossing / Pokemon cozy game simulator. I hope I can grow vegetables.
Is it official?
Yeah. It's being developed by the same team as the Dragon Quest Builders game. It looks a little Minecrafty and a touch cubic for my tastes personally, and also I don't really care for Ditto. Like the whole way in the last 10 years, Ditto's just pinpoint eyes, and people for some reason seem to really like it. I do not, and not because I think it's unsettling, but just because I don't think it's slay. But Charmander's in it, and Charmander is my Latina Betty Boop, so I must play. Hope the music's good. Yeah.
Is Charmander a Pokemon that all the gays love?
I think that Charmander is a very common choice for favorite Pokemon because, those of us that started with Red and Blue back in 96, 97, often chose Charmander because everyone loves Charizard, but Charmander's like my favorite thing.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Love that guy.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Ford, Senior Awards Correspondent at Vanity Fair and co-host of Little Gold Men. Oscar season is upon us. Little Gold Men takes you behind the scenes of the race for the biggest prize in Hollywood.
There's 100 wrestlers in the room, but only one can be Oscar nominated.
Whether you're a movie lover or an industry buff, Little Gold Men from Vanity Fair has everything you need to know about this year's Oscar race. Follow and listen to Little Gold Men wherever you get your podcasts.